better players. Average, that is like going to go up there, and it is significant that big contract. The St. Louis Blues team is clearly sold up with that. It's all because every team that is big papers, all of that, and so you've got that time to develop. But it won't be in so while O'Reilly and Tarasenko are probably guys on expiring contracts, of course, they want to be well eventually, but for right now, it's signed for 2026. Bennington is signed for 2027. Of course, about back playing regular season this year, getting playing playoffs this past early, going to be double. That's exactly what they are. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Here and there, cited for 30 years. So how do you feel about the Blues long-term planning when it comes to the contract? It certainly seems like all they don't know that they would like to do about the Blues. On that second long list, I think, right? Mark,
You know, oddly enough, I don't really think of this as big of a deal as it probably is. Like, the reason I'm making this video is because everybody is talking about this in Vancouver. It's all over Sir Harrison Price. They were talking about it on 650. There are tweets from popular Vancouver-based hockey people going out there discussing this idea. And it's like, to me, I don't really think it's that important, but, you know, we're talking about what people are talking about. So that's why we're making this video here today. Let's talk about Vancouver Canucks franchise defenseman Quinn Hughes. And, yeah, I'm going to say that apologetically. Franchise this caliber defenseman. He's good enough to be called that, right? I don't know. But the reason we're talking about Hughes is not because of anything he has done recently, but Richard Rutherford asking the guy, hey, what's the direction of the decor of this team? Why'd you guys not get any right-handed defensemen? Sure, signing Danny DeKaiser to a PTO is nice, but he's another left-hand guy. When it comes to right-handed depth on the team, sure, you have names, you have Shen, you have Gorman, you have Myers, but this caliber of defense core is not particularly great. And so, when Dollywall went out there and asked Rutherford about the status of the right-handed D, the answer that Dollywall got was that there are a few players in the Canucks who can play right who happen to be left-handed. No, we're not talking about Nate Schmidt, but we're talking about Travis Dermott, who has played on the right side before. Oliver Larson is a player who is able to play on the right side, and Dollywall went up there and said that the Vancouver Canucks were told by Quinn Hughes himself that Hughes would be opposed to the idea of playing in the right too. Dollywall made it very clear. This is not the Vancouver Canucks going out there and asking Hughes, hey Hughes, you want to play in the right? It's Hughes actively telling the organization himself that it's a role that he could try to do. And now with this in mind, he asks the question, how exactly will this affect the Canucks and their defense? Because, long story short, we go over and look at this Cleveland Cat Robinson, it kind of sums up what the results of this conversation will be. If Quincy could successfully transition to the right side, that would solve a major issue for
Charlie's such a special person. Rain or shine, she'll be there to break down some of those barriers to him.
Very true. It's risky business to put your best defender on his outside, but the payoff could be huge. Little bonus, it allows Jack Rathbone more flexibility to find a roster spot as well. There's a reply here that says not really because then the left side looks horrendous. It's just shifting your problem from one side to the other. Two things Cam Robinson goes out there and replies. It's far easier to work your left-handed D, and therefore it's getting option with the right side there. Number two, getting over the middle with a moves here in the house. And that's kind of the thing too, if you compare the right side over
I'm working tonight, so I need meds early.
What time are you awake?
4:15.
I would go out there and say that Jack Rathbone is better than Tucker Poolman this upcoming season, and if he is, I would not be all too surprised that was the case. You want to talk about depth options? Hey, Travis Dermott, I feel, is a tad better than Luke Schenn, although I do really like Schenn, so I might be a little bit biased there. But pretty much, if you had Quinn Hughes on the right, and he was able to play in that position properly, it does a number of good things for the distribution, I guess, of talent. This is what Cam highlights could be possible. Deep areas that Quinn Hughes on the right. O'Neill, Hughes, Dermott, Myers, Rathbone, Schenn, Burrows, and Poolman. And I kind of do like the way everything shapes up over there. Alex Burrows, my goodness, no, Kyle Burrows. That's how you know that I'm sick. And I've been delirious the past 3 days because, yeah, I'm making slip-ups like that. But Kyle Burrows is honestly not bad. I definitely do like the profile of the training
Oh shit!
how do you sort of say the Quinn is on the left side instead? And that point about Rathbone is very true that if Rathbone is able to be as good as he wanted to be right away, I mean, the guy was so good at producing in the NHL last season, so if he's able to replicate that sort of dominance in the NHL right away, then if you have a first pairing of, let's say, Rathbone and Hughes, that would be super incredible to watch, and you're not going to have any of OEL, Hughes, or Rathbone so much time getting away from them because they have to make weight, and you only have 3 left-hand defensemen per game. I would much rather have Quinn Hughes on the right side and get a chunk of it than have him try to split the load off with OEL and Rathbone. Take some minutes away from Poolman and give it to Hughes instead. I kind of like that idea a lot. Plus, if you have difficulty trying to improve your decor by acquiring a number 1 right-hand defenseman, as Ken said, it's impossible. It's not every day down around you that lefty that Quinn Hughes can be a right-handed guy, or not a right-handed guy, but a right-side guy too. Then we have ourselves a really interesting way of viewing the decor next season. This is an article on Vancouver Hockey Now published by Rob Simpson. Going over what Neutral has to say about Quinn Hughes changing sides on the decor. I think it all depends on who's able to play, and that's head coach Bruce Beacon told Vancouver Hockey Now. It's an idea. A lot probably would be indicated by the type of team that can't play, and there's no indication that he can't right now. According to Vancouver Hockey Now, there are also no guarantees of during the offseason. Let him go and prove to us that he did some good work this offseason. Because if he played a good chunk of his practice on the right, only for Bruce and company to tell him, nah, son, you're staying on the left, then I guess that's kind of some time wasted, right? I don't know, that's just me trying to go out there and validate everything that was that Quinn Hughes ended up doing in the offseason, because if he's trying to play on the right and he's already practicing, why tell him no? You know? This article on Vancouver Hockey Now goes over some other pairings without Kuhlman. You could have Oeo Hughes, Dermot Myers, Rathbone Shen, Burrows, and yeah, it's pretty much the same thing that Cam Robinson went out there and said. You could go Hughes, Shen, Oeo, Myers, Rathbone, and Kuhlman with Dermot, Burrows, or somebody else as an extra, but to be honest, I kind of like Dermot. I would not be opposed to having him in the lineup, especially over a guy like Tucker Kuhlman, to be honest, but that's kind of just me. I really don't trust Kuhlman as much as I really want to, because I don't think he's that good, but he's got a year to prove me wrong, right? Tell me down on your thoughts about Quinn Hughes and the Vancouver Canucks and whether or not Hughes should, could, or would be placed on the right side. Do you want to see this experiment work? I think it would only really apply a 5-5 play, right? Because on the power play, it doesn't matter. Quinn Hughes is always at the top of the umbrella, just kind of manning the point, and he goes left to right, whatever he wants. So I don't really think this would affect the special teams all too much, but I guess for 5v5 and what the lines on the face-offs, it would make a pretty big difference. But I have to go because I've really been holding in a cough the past few minutes here. Tell me your thoughts about Quinn Hughes. I hope you enjoyed this Richard Trolls 99. And 5.
For 175 years, Mr. Young has hesitated at their place, offering guidance, advising on good choices, and making the story of a hopeful one. And the light.
This is the moment you've been waiting for. Take on your adventures together. This Ford Explorer, only at your local Ford store.
There are times when I really go out there and start praising the heavens that the Hockey Now series of articles does exist. Because once in a while they go over things that I really would not have caught if I was just rolling through my regular list of sites, you know, Reddit, Twitter, some other things popping in there once in a while. There's really only Reddit and Twitter, to be honest, but the Hockey Now series of articles has accomplished that past the broader regular NHL experience. So, big shout out over to those guys for publishing a piece of caught my attention, and that was good. I wanted to do a show about that. So, this show we're going to talk about is 4 really major Saunders and Edwards. Now, for many NHL fans, the part of really exclusive to the games NHL knowledge is probably the idea that we have a guy. Saunders Edwards is a 20-year-old former NHL player. He played for the up until 85, where he posted a total of 397 points in 465 games. He also was a part of the Classic Chess in WHA, posting up 4 straight 100 here in that team. He is, intensive purposes, pretty up. So, the article was published yesterday on the Trade Hockey Now by Bob Duff. Edwards will be a shot at Lucas Raymond. It's actually Lucas Raymond term. Okay, like that kind of question is not the point of the job. Very much about his efforts against the rest of the board, Lucas Raymond should have played for Steve like a world junior. So, this is kind of the conversation we're talking about here. So, what are those people who took place in August? And you have yourself a few guys on the decision. Who are asking that were eligible to play in the party? Edwards in critique is that Lucas Raymond, Corey Brennan's guy, and absolute superstar in October should have been part of that. This is what the article was out there and said. Among the first 6 players to make his career top for the American game, Edwards was a recognized as his country's call. Over his career, he was honored with 3 crowns on the Swedish national team at the World Junior Championship. He also was suited for 3 IAHF World Championships and a pair of Canada Cups. This is where Edwards' problems with Raymond originate. In an interview with Swedish website Aftonbladet, Hedberg has taken Raymond to task for passing on last month's World Juniors. He's especially disappointed in the young Red Wings player for skipping last spring's World Championship tournament in Finland too. Here is his quote translated into English. The three best Swedish players did not participate in the JVM, which is the junior tournament pretty much, even though the NHL is several months away, Hedberg started out. Raymond, Holtz of the Devils, and William Eklund of the Sharks all skipped out on the tourney. What really irks Hedberg, though, is that Raymond, after originally agreeing to play, ended up opting out of the World Tournament. His reasoning was that he was worn out after a long NHL rookie season. We have a Swede in Detroit who did not play the World Championship last spring because he was too tired, Hedberg noted, referring to Raymond. A 35-year-old with 3 children at home, I understand that, but a 20-year-old should be able to get to a World Championship final. If he's too tired, then he's up too much at night. For my generation, the Swedish national team was the most important thing there was. Without competition, I think that Swedish ice hockey must get better at pushing that line. Of course, the individual's freedom is inviolable. Inviolable? Inviolably, I think that's correct. I'm not too sure. I've never heard that word before. But players would never have become as good as they have become, not to where they got to if they hadn't received an education here. If they hadn't been allowed to spend every day together in junior national teams with other talented players. Shouldn't more people realize that you have a responsibility to pay back for that teaching? You do that by standing up for the national team. And yeah, this is kind of what I was talking about when I said that the Hockey Now series of articles goes out there and talks about things that I probably would not have seen otherwise. Who saw this coming? A former NHL veteran of the 80s calling out Lucas Raymond, saying that the guy is probably not doing his part to fulfill and pay back what it was that Sweden gave to him as a hockey player in education and hockey IQ and hockey development. That's kind of wild, man, honestly. Like, when it comes to NHL players, and I say NHL players because the only ones that really skipped out of the World Juniors in August were NHL caliber guys. You have the Shane Wrights and the Owen Powers of the world, not to mention the guys like, as we said, Holtz and Raymond and William Eklund, guys that might have themselves a pretty good chance at actually making the dance when everything comes and goes in October. When it comes to those players, I mean, the common argument that we see from everybody is that they're trying to use this extra time in August to hopefully rest up for the season and follow proper training plans. You have a guy like Jaroslav Slavkovsky who didn't play for Team Slovakia at the World Juniors because, hey, he's got a life to adjust to in Montreal and wants to use every second available to him to be able to fulfill that. You have yourselves a teammate of his that didn't participate either. Philip Petchuk, 2 Montreal Canadian guys that did not participate in the August World Juniors. Now, for Raymond, it's a little bit different because he had already made the NHL and he already played a full season, so he's not really on the cusp of breaking out like some of these other younger guys are. But Raymond was part of the tournament back in January. I get that it might be a little bit flaky of him to be able to say, okay, yeah, I'll play in August and then have him bail out. But at the same time, his reasoning made sense. Now, this article on Detroit Hockey Now goes out there and quotes Devil's Advocate. It says here at the end that Raymond cannot be held responsible for skipping the World Juniors. That choice was at the behest of the Red Wings. However, his decision to pass on last spring's Worlds is another matter. Hedberg's reasoning is valid. If Raymond was too tired of his partners and go on NHL season, what would he have done if the Red Wings made the playoffs last year? And I don't know, I feel like that's not really all too fair of a comparison to make because when it comes to the World Juniors versus the Stanley Cup playoffs, one of them is the first stepping stone towards being cemented in the NHL lore as one of the greats. And the other is the World Juniors. Like, I'm sorry, but the World Juniors is a thing that Lucas Raymond already participated in quite a lot over the past few years. He's played in 2 prior World Juniors and was pretty good in those tournaments. So I can understand if he's not chomping at the bit to go up there and get yet another taste of World Junior action. Especially after playing in the NHL already, it's like, okay, he'd be kind of regressing if he went to the World Juniors, to be honest. He would go out there and probably get 4 points a game. Like, it would be fun for Red Wings fans to go out there and watch, but does that really help out his development more than if he just stuck around, maybe did some or something he could work on and rested up for October and the new NHL season? Furthermore, where the heck is the call-out to Alexander Holtz and William Eklund? Hedberg goes out there and talks about Raymond specifically, but he really, from my limited viewing of this article, he doesn't go out there and really blame the other guys for being irresponsible and everything too. He just takes a shot at Raymond saying, no, the guy needs to sleep more. He spends too much time awake at night because he's too tired. Oh, that's the reason he's missing out. You know, the World Juniors is super important, right? So why are you missing out? don't know, even talking to Cousins and thoughts about Lucas Reyna and the idea of him skipping out on the August World Junior tournament that had just happened. Do you think it's too big a deal to the point that it probably should have been called out more than it was here? I don't believe it was. I think it's Reyna. What Aaron Say knows is I don't think a tournament like this would have really helped his own career's worth of development going forward. I mean, sure, he probably would have put up a lot of numbers, but what if he gets injured? Like, the Kirby Doc thing from a few years ago was really bad, where Doc was looking to be really good, and then he got injured for a good chunk of the season while participating in a World Junior, pre-tournament game. So, all precautions necessary, I feel. The World Juniors wasn't really all to a point, in my opinion, for Lucas Reyna specifically. For other guys that are younger, I get it. You want to go out there and prove yourself on a bigger stage, but for Raymond, he'd already participated so much, and he'd been playing NHL competition the whole year, that I don't really think this was all too important for him. But talking to the comments, either way, all your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this Trolls to the 99. And bye.
After December 5th, experience the power of faith with the complimentary late commitment to event wedding services,
crisis numbers for members of a burglary ring that targeted Paris Hilton, Orlando Bloom, and other A-list stars.
It was like they went shopping in my closet.
The defendants want to be famous. The attorneys want to be famous. Like a LA Greek tragedy.
I've always been the type of person to kind of do whatever I had to get what I wanted, but I never thought in my wildest dreams that it would reach the level of criminality that it did. We were constantly going to a friend's house. It was like our personal ATM.
After my house was broken into, I was the most terrified I've ever been in my entire life. They beat me, the bling ring here. It's just totally not based in any reality.
The attention, no matter how you get it, means that people become a celebrity.
Oh my god, I'm a daddy fan!
In the 2000s, reality TV and social media has made celebrities very accessible to everybody. The interest wasn't just in targeting celebrities, it was the brazenness of something close and wearing it themselves. Really, another unlock book. What we can do together.
Nope. That's in your fucking possible.
begin getting a warm welcome to the Saskatoon Stallions through the NHL. Here we are in the Central Division, messing up the rankings and everything. We're going to have this Super tonight. You gotta love it. Insert a 33-team expansion, and if you have a weird setup on your ranking thing, that's fine. That'll be fixed. I'm sure for NHL 23. Welcome, everyone. This is a Draft to Glory franchise mode. If you're not aware of what that is, I will explain that in just a moment. But first things first, you guys know the drill. Help me out with YouTube algorithm. Hit that like button right now. And I want to hear from the comment section. When did you guys watch the Draft to Glory from last year? I want to hear you guys sound up. Didn't watch that. It's pretty entertaining. But a couple things there saying I didn't do it properly. But here's the thing. I do what I want. It's a Draft to Glory. It's not going to be exactly as great as the Draft to Glory. Okay. Do it how you want to do it. So for me, the man himself. I carry that one. Anyway.
Hold on, I'm not dying you.
So setting
Stop.
I also like putting a friend of actors stuff like that. That's how I do that. Of course, so injury settings, 20 and 20. So it seems like there's a lot of injuries happening.
And just stop crush.
I don't want to be
that actually works. No!
That offering me trades, but it's not computer trades. Yeah, we want them to trade with each other. We're setting back draft class quality and generating prospect quality to medium for this because our goal is just draft. I usually have it on high, and that's mostly to help out the AI teams because they're terrible, and I'm just like trying to give them better prospects, I guess. I don't know if it works because here's the thing: I'm always going to find good prospects when I'm allowed to scout and draft like 9, 12 players a year. They're not. So anyway, we'll set it back go to the draft where they can get more challenging.
This is fun.
I'll figure out that I don't know back up. When the worst players available, the point of this mode is to just build a team up from drafting. You cannot trade whatsoever. So we can't gain draft picks, we can't gain players, we can't move draft picks, etc. and so forth. We can't trade up in the draft. What we get is what we get. The point is the team's gonna be so ass that hopefully you get enough top picks that you start to have kind of a good team, or they don't even have to all be top picks, just enough decent players. So scouts are going to be important. Coaches will probably be important. For drafting, it is going. Well, hope for the best here, and to see what happens. The medals are the basics of it. Some minor other things. I think I got to keep my kids the worst players available. They can't hold on to people for a certain amount of time, which is what people were bitching about last time, because I was stack roping only 60s into like the mid-70s that are actually getting like 50 Oh my god, what a travesty. Like, I was good enough. So I'll do my best to keep everyone here, even though I know that's not going to be possible. So let's get up to that. And, where are we picking? What? You're not being trapped. We're all going to start because you're not getting trapped. Okay, I have done 13 they were broken already. I did see that they have some contract yeah, we're off to a good start. It looks like we're going to allow them to draft. They know how powerful, oh my goodness, really? We know how powerful I am at drafting, so like, alright, we're going to have to do it, we're not allowed to draft. We'll draft, made up draft. So I guess, I don't know, maybe that's a glitch or something like that. Either way, Alright, well, the thing, yeah. Gold medal. That's probably at this point, yeah.
Oh, fuck. Oh, ow. Okay. Where's the white, sir?
I don't need to split right there. 68 overall. Put him on the first flat. Oh, 68 gold dinner. You gotta take that. Let's see if I can do I'm taking the same, so I'm gonna take over the name. We're gonna get the teams going bright early. I know I need to do it.
What you got for here? Fuck off.
Well, here's not that you guys don't care about. Yeah, like that gold there could become Andrew Shaw. Let's go. My goodness. Alright, another 69. We're just going to rack up the 69s as many as we can. And that's going to make our team extremely powerful. Alright, let's grab a 68 goaltender. I know there's a 63 guy in here, but we are going to need. I'm just trying to grab the worst goaltenders on the defensive teams to do that. I'm not going to go out of my way to try to find the worst actual player on each team. Okay, no, sir. Where are we at? I have only one left here. Okay, 69 left. You got it. You convinced me. No, can't get Skinner. No, I'll be too sad when I have to give him up. I can't do it. Mr. Franchise back up himself. Boots up. Alright, I think we'll boots up. 22. Again, it doesn't really matter once these guys expire, since we gotta get rid of them, I think. That's at least what everyone demanded of me last time. I wasn't doing. So it's like, I'm just gonna stack her up, guys. It's gonna be fun. People were calling it the Elden should have been win because of even though I won with an entire team that was drafted by me, they said because I did that earlier. Always. All different. And they did, and they smiled at it. The demo, I guess, it's a lot of centers. Did we get like not any centers? There we go. Alright. Goal reserve. We have some goals right there. Yeah, sure low. There, Alright, what else? Elmer. 73 is bad. I think people are both. Go back to a lot of that. I forget how this works out after. But we're all really going to do that.
all right, let's go. Get it over here. That's our team. There's our team. Finish draft. Lock it in. Lock it in. Best expansion draft ever. So there we are. A bunch of no names. Like a Cramarosa. Remember him? Remember Cramarosa? Yeah, he's on it. So drafted him. Said we're not allowed to draft. I'm going to say they were allowed to draft. Wow. 2 boards and a DFD. There's a good thing we're not allowed to draft. Oh boy. Oh, give me a low. Low. Yeah, okay. Well, I might be able to find a blind pick. I'm going to get switched blind. It's not a real draft. Yep. Oh, okay. Alright, NHL energy draft. Are you sure? There's 7 more allowed to pick. We'll try our best here to play. Oh, we get the first. What? Did I miss that? Or... Okay, this has 33. Maybe I was just... But I'm pretty sure it didn't. Unless I did, and I'm just lying. Everyone's been yelling. Oh, yeah, we get the first overall selection in the fake draft. Let's go. So that's beautiful. Alright, a defenseman. Forward is way forward taker. Loyalty is in this. Or right defenseman. With right defenseman. I'm sure I like that. Wow, okay. Well, we're going to have to look like one guy who's actually going to be NHL ready. It's going to be awesome. I really don't know if I like that one. Speaking for the future, this guy's fine behind the net now, shoot bounce. I'm honestly going to turn it towards the board in this case. I know this doesn't matter as much, but he's going to have to expect this to offset the it doesn't look like he's actually going to do a next match. Well, I'm going to do So, 79 will be first line for you immediately. I don't, and alright, that's the thing. Am I allowed to shelter? That's what because I think before I sheltered people, like, I was like, I drafted him, I'm going to put him in the AHL for a year. Even though, like, I didn't shelter him. Over your I know you can't do that forever. Let's establish that right now. Am I allowed to play this guy in the AHL for to prevent this? Just to give up at one goal, or do I have to stick up on the NHL immediately? Let's settle that right now. I'm open for either. Damn if we didn't have zone ability. That's okay. I'm open for either. Let's settle that right now. Can I go for guys in the AHL? And like wait till they're like near NHL ready. Also make our team more shit. Like, here's the other thing about that. It's also going to make our team more shit. We can get better draft picks. So that's my argument for it, and I'm less on the fence now. I actually kind of do want to diligent shelter guys and keep my NHL team fit. But you guys, let me know what you guys think. Don't base it off what other people do with draft glory. This is our draft glory. Anyway, that's our first selection. Let's see how good some of those other guys were. He was the same overall. No, he got less active. We got the better guy. Wow, that's a steep drop off. Kolosov. Whoa! So when with that? What? Where was it? Was that the guy who was projected to go? Pardon me? Was he the guy projected to go? No.
Oh, he wasn't an actual two. Oh, I missed. Yeah, I guess he wasn't an actual two-way. Sad Panda. That was the best guy. That was legit the best guy. Boris Sadikov. Damn. I know he's slightly less overall, but I would have taken a center playmaker. Alright, well, we don't care. Oh, man. Isn't there an elite missing? Yes, there is. And it goes to Detroit. Hey, it's not a center. Unbelievable. See, Seattle saved them. Seattle's like, they're going to take this fucking center. Like, dumbasses. We better take them. And they took them. And now they saved New Jersey from themselves. Chad. Absolute Chad, Seattle. Good job. Up to 36 we go. And some awful, awful things here. Oh my goodness, we're not going to get anything good here. It's going to be like top 9. Shit, wait. 5-year ETA though. Maybe he's a top 6 because he got worse ETA. That probably means nothing. Also, like, getting some of those guys in here too. Is he Hal or Todd's kid? Justin kid? That. Followed by what? I'm gonna blind pick this guy because I like that he's low, and I like that he sounds made up, and I like that he's come on, low, give it to me, do the thing. Now, top 9. Damn. Oh, we got the 69th pick. It's gonna be a steal. It's gonna be a steal, baby. Automatic steal right here. Auto steal, but he's trying for low. It's Christopher Willard. That sounds like such a real name. I don't think EA could even generate some kind of. It's not really weird, it's just Owen, but. Okay. Although. I have to get really, really lucky to be able to find a good steal in here. It's so good. Okay, now I can look at the notes I can probably grab that man. I mean, if you're not going to find any deeply skills in this one, I highly doubt it. But I thought the first year is absolutely he won't cost a little. Why do I? It's going to be awful. Bridge start. Well, maybe he actually becomes a backup. That's the best we can hope for. I'm just going to go for lows at this point now. So, Oleg Radulov, low elite, please. Hey, low 6. You know what? That's not an attack. Low 6 is good for it. Let's go.